Welcome to Inside British Royals. This is your exclusive look inside the world's most famous family. We are exploring the scandals, secrets, and power plays that define the modern monarchy. If you are new here, please do well to hit that subscribe button for more updates. Is a professional fault line appearing in the House of Sussex? As Meghan Markle rolls out a series of high-profile solo projects, from a new lifestyle brand to a revived podcast, a professional rift with Prince Harry seems to be growing more apparent. But while many are speculating on the state of their marriage, a totally different story is taking shape. That Meghan isn't just surviving this shift, she's thriving, and may actually be building a stronger, more authentic brand all on her own. So, the real question is Meghan Markle professionally better off without Prince Harry by her side? Let's take a look. For years, they were a package deal, Harry and Meghan, the royal rebels, the California power couple. But when their reported $20 million Spotify deal collapsed in June 2023, it felt like more than just a failed business venture. It felt like a turning point. Since then, the joint projects have quietly faded into the background, and a new strategy has emerged, one where Meghan steps into the spotlight, completely on her own. And as she does, some experts are starting to argue that this professional separation isn't a sign of weakness, but a smart, calculated move toward building something more powerful than the Sussex brand ever was. Now, this idea of a professional separation doesn't necessarily mean there's a personal crisis brewing. Sources close to the couple insist they're still deeply committed to their philanthropic work through Archewell. And their massive Netflix deal, while rumored to be under some strain, is still in play with both of them producing new shows. But the focus has definitely shifted. Insiders have noted the couple is operating on different schedules and spending more time apart professionally. Marketing experts believe this is no accident. As Professor Pauline McLaren, a consumer research specialist, pointed out, the couple struggled to gain strong recognition as a pair. Their new individual projects, however, are carving out entirely new territory. This whole pivot seems to have been kicked into high gear by the messy end of their Spotify partnership. The deal, signed back in 2020, was cut short after just one series, Meghan's Archetypes podcast. Reports claim they failed to meet productivity benchmarks to get the full payout. The fallout was pretty brutal, with harsh public criticism from industry insiders. But it also seems to have unlocked a new phase for Meghan, one where she's taking back the reins of her own story and her commercial destiny. It's a clear move away from relying on royal adjacent content and a move toward building a brand that is hers and hers alone. In the wake of the Spotify drama, Meghan didn't back down. She doubled down. The proof of her solo ambition is everywhere, and it's unfolding on multiple fronts. First, she revived her podcast. In February 2024, Meghan announced a brand new partnership with Lemonade Media, a female-founded company. With this new deal, her Archetypes podcast is getting a wide re-release, and more importantly, she's hosting a totally new series. This wasn't just about switching distributors, it was a power play. At a smaller network like Lemonade, Meghan gets way more attention and creative control than she ever did at a giant like Spotify. In her own words, she was excited to continue my love of podcasting and support a company run by women. Then came the grand unveiling of her lifestyle empire, American Riviera Orchard. After a soft launch in March 2024, the brand's first products, a batch of exclusive jams sent to friends and influencers, created an instant frenzy. The brand is deeply connected to her new Netflix lifestyle series, which features Meghan in her Montecito home, focusing on her passion for cooking, gardening, and entertaining. This isn't just a random project. It's a throwback to her roots and her old blog, The Tig, a deliberate nod to the fanbase she built long before she became a royal. While the initial launch was small, there are rumors of a California wine in the pipeline and a future expansion into high-end homewares like candles and scents. This isn't just about selling jam. It's about building a global lifestyle empire, completely separate from Prince Harry. Beyond her business ventures, Meghan's public appearances are also signaling a major shift. She's hitting the red carpet and attending high-profile events more and more on her own. And these solo outings aren't random. They're strategic moves designed to reinforce her independent identity. A perfect example was her solo appearance at the 15% Pledge fundraising gala in February 2026. Attending without Prince Harry, she presented an award and solidified her connection to causes she personally champions, subtly separating her own philanthropic focus from Harry's signature project, the Invictus Games. According to PR expert Joseph Hagan, these solo appearances crank up the buzz around Meghan, proving she can command the spotlight all by herself. Insiders say it's all part of a deliberate rebranding effort. It's a savvy way to remind the world that she is an individual powerhouse, not just one half of a controversial duo. As PR guru Mark Borkowski noted, Meghan is no longer half of a royal duo. She's re-emerging as a solo brand, global, aspirational, and strategically aloof. However, not everyone is sold on this solo strategy. Meghan's every move is put under a microscope, and while some experts are praising her, others are sounding the alarm. Some critics have called her brand's initial rollout a weird strategy, arguing it lacked a clear message. There's also a growing concern that Meghan might be spreading herself too thin. With podcasting, a lifestyle brand, a Netflix show, and potential homeware lines, this scattergun approach, as some have called it, risks confusing the public and damaging her credibility. The biggest challenge for Meghan is creating a brand that feels authentic. Critics often point to a disconnect between her message of relatability and her very privileged life, which can make her branding feel a little off-key. Let's not forget the Spotify deal, wherein executives' public complaints about their lack of productivity severely damaged their reputation for delivering on big promises. Some commentators even see the solo appearances not as a sign of strength, but as a red flag that their joint star power has fallen. Journalist Charlotte Griffiths suggested a recent appearance was beneath her, a sign their brand was on life support. Other critics, like Kinsey Schofield, have wondered if the solo outings point to social isolation rather than strategic independence. So, the success of brand Meghan is definitely not a sure thing. It all depends on whether she can pick a lane, deliver consistently, and build a brand that feels clear and true. So, what does this all mean for the future of Harry and Meghan? What we're likely seeing isn't the end of a marriage, but the evolution of a modern power couple. By chasing separate professional goals, Harry and Meghan are diversifying their portfolio and creating two distinct income streams. In the long run, this could be a huge win for both of them. Harry can finally focus on his own passions, the Invictus Games, his work with veterans, and the themes he explored in his memoir, Spare. His identity is tied to his past, his military service, and yes, his royal heritage. Meghan, on the other hand, is building a brand focused on the future, one that's rooted in her pre-royal identity, an actress, a blogger, and a self-made woman. She is, as one source put it, going back to her roots to prove she's a star in her own right, not just famous because of who she married. This professional decoupling lets them both play to their strengths. Meghan's world is Hollywood glamour, lifestyle, and female empowerment. Harry's is service, advocacy, and his unique history with the public. Together, they were a complicated, often controversial brand. Apart, their identities are becoming clearer, more focused, and maybe even more profitable. They're no longer a single entity, but two powerful individuals walking parallel, yet supportive, paths. What do you think? Is Meghan's solo strategy a stroke of genius? Or is she taking on too much? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of celebrity branding. The story of Meghan Markle right now is all about ambitious independence. The collapse of the Spotify deal seems to have been the push she needed, sparking a strategic shift that's unleashed a wave of solo ventures. From her new podcast with Lemonade Media to the rollout of her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, and its upcoming Netflix show, Meghan is carefully building a commercial empire on her own terms. Her solo appearances aren't signs of a personal rift, but calculated moves to carve out her own public identity. While critics warn of a scattered strategy, the momentum is all hers. This professional separation from Prince Harry looks like a conscious uncoupling of their brands, allowing each of them to shine on their own. As Meghan redefines her career, stepping out from the shadow of the Sussex title, the big question is, will brand Meghan become even more powerful than brand Sussex ever was?